Don't cower under suffering. Rather know that suffering leads to growth in life, and we need to suffer in order to grow stronger. Everyone strives to become a master of their space and to constantly extend and grow. Anything which is a living and not a dying body will have to be an incarnate will to power. It will strive to grow, spread seas and become predominant. Not from any morality or immorality, but because it is living and because life simply is will to power. Exploitation belongs to the essence of what lives as a basic organic function. It is a consequence of the will to power, which is, after all, the will to life. Anything that is living will have a will to power, strive to grow, spread, and seize and become predominant. Because to live is a will to power, we are responsible for ourselves. So, do you have a will to live? If you have a will to live, you need a will to power. Never stop growing, spreading, and seizing opportunities in life to become stronger. No complaining in life. We need to take full responsibility of our lives. We are responsible to ourselves for our own existence. We want to be the true helmsman of this existence and refuse to allow our existence to resemble a mindless act of chance. We exist because we are responsible for how we live and think. We want to take the steering wheel of life and don't just think of our lives as a mindless act of chance. In the mountains of truth, you will never climb in vain in seeking truth. You will never climb in vain. You will either go up higher today, or you will use your strength to get up higher tomorrow. No one can construct for you. The bridge upon you must cross the stream of life, nobody but yourself alone. Nobody can build your bridge in life to cross the stream of life. You must build your own bridge yourself. There is a path in life that only you can go. Where does it lead? Don't ask. Just follow your own path. Don't evade your own genius. Don't look around yourself. Look inside yourself. No facts exists. Only interpretations. There is no real right or wrong in the world, just how you interpret it. You are what you eat. Culture is liberation, removal of all the weeds, rubble, and vermin that attack the tender buds of the plant. Make sure you only consume culture which you love and feel is giving your inner seed nutrition and empowerment. Admire those who think differently than you. Hold in higher esteem those who think differently. Strive for peace of soul. Seek to be a devotee of truth and inquire. Seek the truth until you die. If you are weird or an eccentric, revel in it. Appreciate your uniqueness. Don't try to conform to society. You're a round peg and you cannot be fit into a square hole. Wisdom. Knowing the difference between good and bad, and knowing what it means to be a virtuous human being. Never stop striving to become the best version of yourself and seeking wisdom. I now myself live in every detail, striving for wisdom, while I formerly merely worshipped and idolized the wise. Don't just swallow the wisdom of the past. Masters of philosophy, rather strive to build your own path. Appreciate the masters from the past, but don't just follow them blindly. My problems are new. My psychological horizon is frighteningly comprehensive. My language is bold and clear. There are no books written in German which have ideas and more independent ideas than mine. Don't fake humble. Be bold. Do cool shit and change the world for the better. He who fights the monster should find out that I don't become monster. Sometimes in life you live long enough to become the villain. Make sure that in your ideals you don't become a fascist. Think of all those with overtly idealistic ideas who ended up killing millions. Never become a monster in trying to fight the monsters. Nietzsche had this concept of the eternal return. If you lived your life on loop for eternity, would you be happy and joyous, or would it be a living hell for you? Would you be dying of boredom? Practical application. Live every day and ask yourself, would I be willing to relive this day 1,000,000 times forever? Essentially make every day a perfect day. Steve Jobs once said, think different. It echoes Nietzsche, who said the surest way to corrupt youth is to instruct him to hold in higher esteem those who think alike than those who think differently. Nietzsche. Public schools and formal education fucks us up. We learn to be generic, to take tests, and to be generic to the point of castration. We need to teach our youth to revel and be happy in being different, or else they can never do anything grand with their lives. Nietzsche said the concept of seeing the universe as an organism disgusted him. He said, "The earth is essential, universal, and eternal. Don't anthropomorphize nature into being an organism. The universe is something greater." To anthropomorphize something means to give non-human things, like animals, trees, and nature, human emotions. For example, we know the human emotion of happiness. When we see a dog that is smiling, we assume the dog is also happy. But the problem is that we don't know if a dog internalizes the same human feelings we do. Don't care what others think of you, but be your harshest self-critic. For me, I am a bit lazy. I need to double down on my hustle and not waste any of my time or life. Art is the supreme task and the truly metaphysical activity in this life. The purpose of life is to create art, and the only thing worth doing. We can create art via music, through drawings, through pictures, through writing and poetry. It is our duty in life to what stimulates your artistic sense, colors, textures, music, or images. Observe closely and enjoy observation. The greatest skill of a photographer or an artist is to have an observant eye. That means, don't always look at your smartphone, spend time to look at the real world. Life is about pursuing your dreams. If you woke up one day and found out your life were a dream, would you want to live or dream on? It is a dream. I want to dream on. Dionysius was the god of debauchery, drunkenness, and madness. Apollo was the god of reason, order, and rationality. Nietzsche's main concept of the Dionysian versus Apollonian was that to be the best version of ourselves, we need to combine and blend both the craziness and the rational side of our minds. So that might mean get really fucking angry sometimes, but also remain cool and calm other times. Embrace polar opposites and extremes rather than a boring middle course in life. So for me, I would rather live a fucking epic-ass life and die in a state of thrill, rather than to live a moderate, boring, comfortable life in an office 9-5 cozy $100,000 a year job. Get ready for the war of life. It will be a fucking hard battle. Gird yourselves for a hard battle, but have faith in the miracles of your God. Avoid emasculated inquiries. Figure out how to help yourself to grow stronger in life. Hate self-weakness, thrive in strength. Forget this primitive world of metaphor. Don't just classify stuff. Instead of classifying knowledge, interpret information, and create meaning and purpose. Don't just think, contemplate, and meditate. You need to be a person of action. Only way you can get stronger in life is to take action. To make a business, you need to take action and risk to get stronger. You need to take action. You need to get on the floor, sweat, and do push-ups. If you want to be an artist, you must take action and create art. To honor the ancients, continue seeking with the same spirit and with the same courage, and don't be weary of the search for the truth. To have the same spirit and courage that the ancients did, to never give up. To be inspired by their curiosity and inquiry. In photography, to follow the masters of photography, but seek to create our own unique vision and perspective of the world. Don't be a follower. Be an innovator. Think for yourself. Pave your own path in life. Follow your gut in life rather than logic and concepts. I will now be guided by intuition in life rather than concepts. Disregard your concern for the future, and to be prudent and regular in life. Rather be an overjoyed hero and find beauty in everyday life. You are unique. Don't be afraid to express your uniqueness. Don't fear negative stigma from others. In his heart, every man knows that being unique, he will be in the world once, and that no imaginable chance will a second time gather together into a unity so strangely variegated an assortment as he is. He knows it, but he hides it like a bad conscience. Why? From fear of his neighbor, who demands conventionality and cloaks himself with it. Don't fear what your neighbor will think of you. Just do you won't feel constrained by this modern concept of modesty. Don't fall victim to indolence and inertia. Don't follow social conventions. Don't act like a member of the herd. For inspiration, watch Fight Club. But what is it that constrains the individual to fear his neighbor, to think and act like a member of the herd, and to have no joy in himself? Don't fear the opinion of others. Don't think like the herd. Rather follow your own joy in life. Men are lazier than they are timid, and fear inconveniences which unconditional honesty and nakedness would burden them. Alcohol, drugs, and entertainment make us passive. It makes us timid and numbs the pain of the world outside. For me, I abstain most of the time from drugs and alcohol because it dumbs down my creative output. What depowers you in life and what empowers you? Cut whatever makes you weak, timid, or lazy. Artists alone hate this sluggish promenading in borrowed fashions and appropriated opinions. They reveal everyone's secret bad conscience, the law that every man is a unique miracle. The fact you exist is a unique miracle. Don't waste your life, don't wish to belong to the masses. Follow your conscience, which tells you be yourself. All that you are now doing, thinking, and desiring is not yourself. Nietzsche, the lazy kill time. Life is nothing but time. As my buddy Seneca has taught me, that means you, if lucky, might have 90 years on this planet in total. How much of your time have you already wasted? A pseudo-man is a half-man, a fake man. If you are a fake person, you are dominated by public opinion and the opinion of others. To be a 100% real person is not to be a slave to the opinions of others. Be the true helmsman of the experience of life, and refuse to let my existence resemble a mindless act of chance. You are responsible for your life. Never blame anybody else. Make the changes you wish to see in life. The youthful soul says, I will make an attempt to attain freedom. How do you define freedom? To me, freedom is not doing what you don't like doing and doing what you like to do. I like to think, write, photograph, teach, and spend time with loved ones. I hate doing administrative work and being the slave of a 9-to-5 job and a boss. I am lucky enough to have crafted my life to have more or less 100% freedom. And I am insanely grateful to be alive and we are born with skins, layers of false skin. We need to shed off this false skin. Funny little reference from Nietzsche to Jesus, who said, before we continue, check your channel subscription. It is very important that you are subscribed. Click be a member to support us and encourage us to make more videos. I am a dark and veiled thing. I have skins I need to tell myself. This is really you. This is no longer outer shell shed off my skin. So peel away your false layers and reveal your true skin. Truth that is learned is like artificial limb, false tooth wax, nose or a nose out of another flesh. Don't adhere to us because it is put on. There is nothing more hideous than putting on fake limbs, like fake breasts, noses, and paraphernalia. If you think something is bullshit, and it is part of you, tear it off. And certainly in the first place, don't put it on yourself. In other words, don't have two faces. I need to recognize the strength of my pupils and students and direct all effort and energy and heat at them to help them build their own inner virtue to the fullest extent of their maturity and fruitfulness. So essentially, pay it forward to help your students, your children, your community so they can help empower others. Nietzsche teaches us to seek and find a harmonious whole where we can synthesize many voices in one nature into a central and single point, a root force. So essentially, be a single person and focus on your single philosophical idea to share with others. My education task, mold myself and whole man into a living solar and planetary system and understand its higher laws of motion. Most humans distract their thoughts to cease to be aware of life. Why do we distract ourselves from life? Isn't life the greatest blessing? Then why do we become less alive by drowning ourselves with alcohol, drugs, and mindless entertainment? The objective of all human are meant, yes, through distracting one's thoughts to cease to be aware of life. Create your own solar system which revolves around your mind. If people call me an asshole or a dick, I can ascribe my extreme actions to personal vanity. So when someone insults me, I can just say I am a very vain person. Then to go back to my creative work, art, I need to dedicate my life to focus on a higher activity, a higher individual activity. I need to seek the truth, philosophize more, create more, and share more. I don't want to be a generic human being. I want to be a single and unique person. Active people roll like a stone, conforming to the stupidity of mechanics. Many active people waste their lives trying to be busy, just rolling the stone of life like Sisyphus. People are either slaves or free. If you don't have more than 66% of your day to yourself, you are a slave. Men fall into two groups, slaves and free men. Whoever doesn't have 2/3 of his day for himself is a slave, whatever he may be. A statesman, a businessman, an official, or a scholar, Nietzsche. If you don't have more than 66% of your day to yourself, you can still be a slave even if you are a billionaire. Don't sell my life for the lowest possible price. The mother of excess is not joy, but joylessness. If I eat excess food, I will get stomach pain. And in life, an excess of pleasure will often lead to joylessness, apathy, and boredom. Use your strength, muscles, and legs to keep climbing the mountain of life and truth. If you can't get up higher today, strive even harder tomorrow. Love truth. Even when it appears plain and simple or boring to the ordinary person, truth tends to reveal its highest wisdom in the guise of simplicity. True wisdom and truth is simple. Fully mature intellects love truth, even when it appears plain and simple. For truth tends to reveal its highest wisdom in the guise of simplicity. Nietzsche. To me, the truth of life is this: to empower other people. Don't be rigid on the path of life, be flexible on your path, but stay rigid on your ultimate destination, the purpose of your life. Ordinary people are angry of others living individually because of the extraordinary treatment to which the man grants to himself. Ordinary people feel degraded. In today's society, we are told not to be individuals, and others will hate us for being an individual. But ignore everyone else, live for yourself, and our conscience tells us, you shall become the person you are. Life is about finding out who we are. Then in life, our primary task is to everyday work hard and hustle to become the best versions of ourselves, dare to help the greater good. A thinker sees his own actions as experiments and questions, as attempts to find out something. Success and failure are for him answers above all. Nietzsche. Or ashamed. That is the only way to measure success and freedom in life. Be proud to look at yourself in the mirror every day. Strengthen yourself and advance yourself. Don't be a slave to the past, be a master and command your future. Carry heroism into the strength and search for knowledge. Wage wars for the sake of ideas and consequence. My ambition is to say in 10 sentences what everyone else says in a whole book. Nietzsche. My new ambition: to say in a blog post what most people do in one book. I think I already am doing this. What does not destroy me makes me stronger. Nietzsche, just like a good Kanye song. Stronger of all that is written, I love only what a man has written with his own blood. Nietzsche, seek equality in humanity by helping pull everyone else up. Plato is boring Nietzsche. If you have a will to live a why in your life, you can tolerate the means or the how to live. Freedom, the will to be responsible for ourselves, to preserve the distance which separates us from other men, to grow more indifferent to hardship, severity, to privation, and to life itself. Become responsible for my own actions in seeking freedom. You need to be a spiritual warrior. Against boredom, even gods struggle in vain. Follow your natural curiosity, don't do shit that bores you. Be like a grown-ass kid. A knight of knowledge will love enemies and also hate his friends. The opposite of loving your enemies, hate your friends. That means don't give your friends preferential treatment just because they are your friends. Nothing on earth consumes a man more quickly than the passion of resentment. Rather, just focus on building yourself up. Ignore the successes of others. Just make yourself as successful as possible in your own eyes. I know my fate one day. My name will be associated with the memory of something tremendous. A crisis without equal on earth. The most profound collision of conscience. I am no man. I am dynamite. The only thing that is worth anything or not is that which endures time. There is nothing to life that has value except the degree of power, assuming that life itself is the will to power. To live, you must become more powerful. You aren't a normal human being. You are dynamite. Blow shit up and do cool shit. Each giant calls his brother through the desolate intervals of time, undisturbed by wanton noises of the dwarfs that creep past me. My high-spirited converse continues to masters of the past. Ignore the dwarfs of today. Converse with the masters and giants of the past. Nietzsche's concept of the Superman or Overman is someone even more powerful than a normal human being.